yugādi kṛdyugāvartō naikamāyō mahāśanaḥ adṛśyō vyaktarūpaścha sahasrajidanantajit.
Yugādi kṛdyugāvartō. Earlier also, yugādi kṛt, we will go through that. For yugādi means yuga. Yuga is a long time period, long interval of time. Bhagavan says adi. Adi means etc. So it means yuga, which is the longest, relatively very, very long period of time. We have the 4 yugas. Each yuga is supposed to be many, many, many number of years. So starting from there, adi means etc. So from there onwards, centuries, years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, all of them are included in that. Because Bhagavan says yuga, yuga plus adi, yuga etc. he says. Krita means one who has created. So Bhagavan says, I am the one who has created all these things. Time actually has got no, we can't divide time. Time is a flow. For our convenience, we divide it. Because it becomes easy for us to transact. So we say the past with reference to our now, which we call as the present. Whatever has happened before is called as the past. In the past, there are so many time intervals. The present second now immediately becomes the past. It goes off to the past. That second became the past. From the future, seconds are coming and then they are becoming the present and then they go off to the past. So it's like a flow of water, river flow. Similarly, is time flow also. Time is very, very dynamic. For our convenience, we have, because for transaction and for calculation purposes, we have divided time into different time zones or time intervals. So we say 1 second, even less than a second is also there. In science we say microsecond, millisecond, nanosecond, 10 to the power of -3. So even less than a second also is there. So therefore second, then we know what minute means. Minute is 60 seconds, like that. So we have minutes, we have hours, we have days, weeks, months, years, then we come to centuries. And then we come to extension of that becomes yuga. All of them, Bhagavan says, I am the creator. It means he is the creator of time. He is the one who created space. He is the one who created time. He is the one who has created all the Panchamahabhutas, the permutation and combination, which is the entire world of things and beings. What is there, that is not he. So when he has created time itself, obviously he is the master of it also. So that's what it means. Yugādi kṛt means I am the creator of time. Bhagavan says, Bhagavan is the creator of time. And by being the creator of time, he becomes also the master or the lord of time. We are all not lords of time. We are not lord of time. Rather, time has caught us in its net. We are all slaves to time. Vachagovindam Adi Shankara very beautifully say, Kala kṛdati gacchati ayuhu. So Kala kṛdati, time is sporting. When we say sporting, it means there should be something other than us to sport with. I am sporting with a ball. I am sporting in water. I am sporting on ice, snow. So whenever we use the word sporting, it means there must be something else other than us to sport with. But when we say reveling in, it is with ourselves. So Adi Shankara says, Kala kṛdati, time is sporting. With whom is time sporting? Time is sporting with us. Which means the time is the master and we are all under it. Time is independent and we are all dependent on it. And there, when time plays with us, we have no idea of how time just flies. We say time is flying. Time is flying means time is sporting with us or time is playing with us. Therefore, gacchati ayuhu. We do not know how time flies. Therefore, 2022 is over, 2023 has come. 2023, already 5 days are over. 5th day evening has come. So immediately in a few days January will be over, and we will all say, I do not know how fast January is over, 1 month already over. It looks like yesterday was the beginning. Yesterday was Jan 1st. It looks like that. That happened, and then therefore we extended and say, I don't have time for anything at all. Time is flying, time is quick. I don't have any. I don't have time in my hands. Whenever we say I don't have time, it means time is the boss and we are its slaves. Time has employed us, time is using us. Then time flies for us. We must become the masters of time. We should know how to employ time. We should know how to use time, not as a boss or a dictator. We should know how to revere and respect time, because time comes to us in the form of a deity. Everything has been deified in our tradition, even time. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks Krishna, who are you who has taken up this cosmic form, Vishwarupa? He says, I am time. Bhagavan doesn't say I am employing time, he says I am time. And at this point of time I have come to do this particular job. So we should know how to use time, we should know how to employ time. Then all of us will have lots of time. And we will say, I finished all these things and still have so much of time with me, I can do more. None of us are able to say that normally nowadays, majority of us at least. For the majority of us, time is flying. Why? Kala kṛdati, time is sporting with us. In the case of Bhagavan, it's not like that. He sports with the time. He knows, because he is the master of it, he is the one who has created it. So yugādi. So all time division, time itself he has created, and therein all different small intervals of time, large intervals of time, starting from a second up to yuga, all of them have been created or put forth in front of us by the Lord himself. Outside we measure time, and inside of us also. So yugādi kṛdyugāvartō. Avartana, already that word had come. It represents the wheel, that which comes and goes, which repeats itself. Yugāvartō. So it represents dynamism over there. Bhagavan is at the center of the wheel of time. He is the power behind time. And he says it's a wheel of time which is always moving. And they say the wheel of time has got no reverse gear. It will never come back. If we want yesterday to come back, yesterday will not come back now to us in today. We wanted to do this yesterday, now let yesterday come back. No, we can do what we missed doing yesterday today, but we can't do what we missed yesterday. So they say the wheel of time has no reverse gear. So therefore it's like a wheel which comes and goes. It keeps coming and going. Every day repeats itself. Every week repeats itself. Today is Thursday. Last Thursday we met. Again next Thursday will come. So 7 days is a rotation. 15 days is a rotation, fortnight. They come and go. Months keep coming and going. Jan 2022 came and went. Now Jan 2023 is there. Similarly, January 2024 will come. So like that, everything keeps on coming and going. Therefore, the whole of this time concept is likened to a huge wheel which is not static, but it is moving. It's dynamic. And for this huge dynamic wheel of time to operate, there must be a center, very powerful center, around which and about which it can move. And what is the center of it? Bhagavan is the center of it. He gives to it the power. He gives to it the dynamism. He is the administrator behind what all time does. We say time did this to me, time did that to me. It's a way of saying. Somebody else would have done something to us, but we say time did it to me. So all that time brings to us, it's very powerful. We say time, good times, we say bad times. Time is neither good nor it is bad. Time is time. What happened in time we put, sort of project it onto time. Good things we project it onto time and say good times. Those things which were not pleasant for us, which we did not like, again we project it onto time and we say bad times. But time is neither good nor bad, it just comes to us. It all depends on how we are using it. So yugāvartā, Bhagavan is the very law behind this huge wheel of time which is rotating. So yugādi kṛdyugāvartā, they can both be taken together. Naikamāyō, that word, the meaning of which we have already gone through many times. Ameyatma had come, Naikarupa had come, Asankheyaha had come. So here Naikamāyō means one who takes on many, many forms. Who is it? It's the Lord. Lord alone becomes everything. From a grain of sand to the mountains, to the blade of grass, to the redwood tree, the banyan tree, the ashwatha tree. From a unicellular organism up to man, the roof and crown of creation. Then we have the God, semi-divine, divine. All are nothing but He Himself in a different form. That's why we are called as children of immortality. We are not mortal. We think we are mortal, but actually we are nothing but He Himself. So all of us are divine. It's only we have not recognized that we are divine. We think we are finite, we think we are conditioned, we think we are mortal. That's because of the veiling around us, the Maya that has come and completely covered up or veiled the spiritual essence that is there within each one of us. But in reality, we are all nothing but He Himself, Paramatma Himself. So in that sense, all are Bhagavan Himself. So if there are 100 people, there are 100 Narayanas in front of us, or 100 Shivas in front of us. If there are 10,000 people, it's all 10,000 Bhagavan Himself in 10,000 different forms. Different form, different name, different qualities. But in essence, who are they all? All of them are nothing but Bhagavan Himself. So the name, form, qualities, the activities are delusory. Delusory means not that they don't exist. Whenever they say delusory, it means that which comes and goes. It belongs to the realm of time. Names come and go, forms come and go, qualities come and go, activities we do differently. So they all belong to the category of delusory. But just behind the delusory forms and names is the Lord Himself, who lends His support or His existence to the delusory names and the variety, the plurality, the multiplicity. So all are nothing but He Himself. So many forms. In the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, I think the 7th Sloka, he says, Matta parataram na anyat. Arjuna, there is nothing else whatsoever, kinchit, even this much, tiny little bit also, that is there which is not me. I alone am there everywhere. I thread through everything. Just like the thread goes through all the pearls and holds them in the form of a garland, I thread through each and everything and every being, small or big, seen or not seen. Even the virus and the bacteria, which we can't see, but they are alive and they do whatever they are supposed to do. Why? Bhagavan is present in all of them. So He threads through each one of them. The thread can't be seen, but we can see only the pearls outside. Similarly, we are unable to see that which threads through all this multiplicity and the variety and the plurality of things and beings. So naikamāyō, mahāśanaḥ. Ashana means to eat. It's not more than eating, it is just swallowing. Something which we just swallow up. So Bhagavan is not the one who swallows up or eats up. He is mahāśanaḥ. Not this much. He completely puts everything inside Him, and in a fraction of a second it's gone inside Him. Mahāśanaḥ, which means He dissolves everything. Pralaya is being talked about over here. He created all the 4 worlds. Not one world, worlds are there. Some known to us, some unknown to us. Every world has got its own things, beings, whatever it be. All of them have been created. We can't even make a list of it. And that is called a srishti. So he created, infinite is what he has created. And then after creating, it has to be maintained, looked after. Paripalana, sthiti. Who does? Bhagavan himself does everything. So the one, when he creates, we call him as Srishtikarta Brahma. When he is looking after and maintaining, we call him Vishnu. And when finally he dissolves away everything, because what has been created one day has to all go away, dissolve away, laya happens to it. So we normally they don't use the word destruction. Srishti, sthiti, nasha sometimes, but laya is a more technical word. Laya means complete dissolve away. Everything just goes from manifestation into unmanifestation. That is called laya. Pralaya means prakarshena, total laya. Srishti means what? That which is unmanifest is coming into manifestation, is Srishti. So unmanifest becoming manifest is Srishti. Then it gets maintained for some period of time. Then the manifest goes back to unmanifest. And that is called as laya or pralaya. Bhagavan is the one who consumes everything. So he created, he dissolves away. So that is what is meant by the word mahāśanaḥ. Everything. In the Kathopanishad, it's very interesting. The words used there is all of the worlds, not only our world. Solar system. Not, world doesn't mean only a Mother Earth. The entire solar system. They, like that they say there are many solar systems. Many worlds. Bhagavan says all of that which has been created, which is an insignificant part of my glory, all of that which has been created, known, unknown, beyond the frontiers of what we know, all of them are an insignificant part of my glory, and all of that, he says, is like one morsel of food to me. Is only this much. How much of food can be taken in our hand, in our fist? Very little. One morsel. One morsel of food definitely will never be enough for any of us. Quarter of an idli is one morsel of food for us. So many morsels we eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner and in between. Bhagavan says all of that which has been created is nothing but one morsel of food for me, which he puts inside him. It's a very beautiful way of saying. And when he puts it into himself, mahāśanaḥ, he just swallows it up. That is called laya. So which means destruction. For all of us, the deity presiding over destruction and death is Yamadharmaraya. He is the one, he is the deity the deity in charge of destruction, in charge of death. Mrityu Devata we call him, Yamadharmaraya. So he is the one who destroys everything. Mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, and everything we say, the concept of death. When death comes, he completely annihilates and destroys everything. There in the Kathopanishad, it is indicated that all of the Lord's creation, which is an infinite variety, I'm just repeating, is a very insignificant part of his glory, and Bhagavan says that is just a morsel for me. It's like one fistful of food for him, which he just puts in and then it disappears into him. So it's like a sport for him. This pralaya, this dissolution or destruction of all that which he has created is a sport for him. And for all of us, the presiding deity of death or the presiding deity of destruction is Yamadharmaraya. He is the one who looks after the destruction of everything and every being. There the Lord says over here, I mean in the Upanishad it is indicated, if all of creation, all of that which is created is just a morsel of food for the Lord, what about Yamadharmaraya? Yamadharmaraya is nothing but like an appetizer for the Lord. It's very beautiful, beautifully indicated over there. So if everything that the Lord has created is like a big meal for him, if we lay out a leaf or a plate and put everything over there, all that which has been created, which when it goes off into dissolution or when it gets destroyed, is just a morsel of food for the Lord. And what about Yamadharmaraya himself, who is in charge of dissolution? Now the Lord has taken over the office of dissolution. Yamadharmaraya is like a appetizer. Normally appetizer we don't take in large quantity. So like that mahāśanaḥ. So mahāśanaḥ means he is the one who at the end, in time of pralaya, just dissolves away everything. He just puts everything into himself. It's like the spider. When it wants to create a web, it brings out the threads from itself and then creates a nice little web, and it stays there. It brings its victim there, eats it up, and when it wants to move from one place to another place, what does it do? All the threads that it had taken out of itself to create that web, it just puts it inside and then moves from one place to another. Again it creates, and when it wants to again change its place, everything it just puts inside it. All the threads that are there in the web, it just withdraws everything onto itself. Bhagavan is also like that. And another meaning subjectively for all of us, so he is the consumer of everything. How does he consume? Like how the spider consumes its own threads of the web into itself. And also for all of us, we can say we are awaker now. Last night when we were sleeping, we dreamt. And when we, from the dreams, therefore we were in the dream state. From the dream state, when we move to the waking state, what happened to the dream? We can say the waker consumed the dream. The dream means dreamer, dream world, and all the dream experiences. Three things are there. The dreamer was there, then he had created a big dream world, entered into the dream world, and then lots of dream experiences were happening. Where did all these three go? The waker, we can say, he just consumed it. It disappeared into the waker. So when the dreamer, the dream world and the dream experiences disappear into somebody, that somebody now then shifts his or her state from the dream state to the waking state. Similarly, now we are all in the waking state. So we are all waker. We have a big waking world outside. Inside also our thoughts are there, ideas are there, ideologies are there, emotions are there. So it's all belonging to the waking world. Our external waking world and our internal waking world. And then we are transacting waking experiences. When we move from this waking state of consciousness to the God state of consciousness, which they call as mukti, liberation, moksha, ityadi, then what will happen? That state will completely dissolve away. It will just swallow up everything. What all will that higher state swallow? It will swallow away the waker. Then his or her waking world and all the waking experience. Everything will just vanish. In one split moment, it will all vanish. Just like in one split moment, the dream disappeared and the dreamer became the waker. Similarly, the waker can become the God-man or the Jivan Mukta when in a split second, that higher state will completely dissolve away or swallow up the waker, the waking waker, waking world and the waking experiences. That's the meaning of mahāśanaḥ. Again, in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, very nicely, Arjuna asks, who are you? He says, I am the all-consuming time. Bhagavan says, and right now I am engaged in completely wiping out all the worlds. Loka is the word he uses there. Kalosmi aham, he says. Lokakshayakrit pravruddha. I have now come and I am going to engage myself in this destructive aspect of time. Because in time we can create, in time we can maintain, and in time we can destroy also. So at that point of time, Bhagavan is there. Bhagavan is not Krishna over there as Rukmani's consort or Vasudeva, the Devaki's child. He has come there in his cosmic aspect. So from the cosmic aspect, from that standpoint, Bhagavan is identifying himself with that, with the higher, and he says, I am time. I am the all-consuming time, and now I have come to consume. Whom has he come to consume? He has come to consume all the people over there. Both sides. So many people died on the Kaurava side, so many people died on the Pandava side also. Not only one side. All of that who consume, Bhagavan himself consume. And that Arjuna makes a very nice statement. He says, your mouth is wide open. He says over there. And I see fire coming out of your mouth. It's like instead of the tongue, it is fire tongue over there, tongue of fire. And he says, I see everybody rushing towards your mouth. Krishna, the concept of time has been very beautifully picturized over there. It's not that Bhagavan is picking up people and then putting them into his mouth. No, he's not picking up there. Bhagavan is there, he is standing with mouth open, Vishwarupa Darshana it is. We shouldn't confuse it with the individual Krishna aspect there. So Bhagavan is there, mouth is open because mahāśanaḥ, and then everybody is willingly, voluntarily entering into the Lord's now. The word used there is in haste, as though they are all in a competition, running race. I first, or you first, or I first. So everybody is making their way into the Lord's mouth. Lord is not putting them inside his mouth. They are all making their way. And how are they making their way? Not slowly. They are not walking. In haste. They are all a concept of time there. Everybody seems to be rushing into his mouth. And that mouth represents death for them. And then Bhagavan is, when they enter in, he is completely swallowing them up, mashing them up, like how we chew our food, mash up the food and then swallow it. Like that. That's the description given over there. So just like all the river waters are flowing towards the ocean. Easily, effortlessly, the river waters flow towards the ocean. In haste they are moving. Just like the moths, very, very hastily move towards fire. Fire is not asking them to come, the moths to come. When moths see fire, they get up from wherever they are. They were sitting on the branch or the leaf, and immediately they rush towards the fire. Why? To get roasted over there and to get killed. The river, why is it moving towards the ocean? To completely end its identity. Once the river waters enter into the ocean, then the river has lost its individuality. Then we can't say this is Ganga water, this is Yamuna water, this is Kaveri water. But before the rivers reached the ocean, we could identify them with the rivers with their characteristics. So all are entering. Similarly, says all Drona, Bhishma, all the soldiers, commander-in-chiefs, every Karna, Arjuna even names people there. And he says all of them are in haste, moving towards your mouth. In haste they are moving. That is so it means the principle of death over there. Bhagavan's Vishwarupa Darshana and his open mouth represents the principle of death over there. Time has come for them to die. That's what it means. We have to look at it in the very large perspective. That is time over there. So time as interpreted in different ways. For all of us, just like how the waker completely swallows up the dream. Like that, when a person realizes and becomes a Jivan Mukta, all of what he was experiencing as a waker, belonging to the waking world, external world, internal world, and transacting, everything completely disappears and it becomes null and void over there in his realization. After that, he alone is. He fails to recognize any multiplicity or any plurality. For a Jivan Mukta or for a person, man of realization, everything is he himself in another form with another name. So mahāśanaḥ. The next two words we will put them together. Adṛśyō, vyaktarūpaścha. Adṛśyō means visible. I can see it. Adṛśyā means that which is invisible, direct meaning. Invisible means that which is unmanifest to me. Our thoughts are adṛśyā or invisible to the person in front of us. They will not know what our thoughts are. The thoughts are unmanifest to them. When the thoughts manifest themselves in the form of an activity, only then they will know what we were thinking within ourselves. So the thoughts are adṛśyā, unmanifest, invisible. Then when they become activity, that is dṛśyā, that is manifest. That is vyakta. Our thoughts are avyakta. Bhagavan says, I am vyakta and avyakta. I am adṛśyā means I am avyakta, I am invisible, I am unmanifest, I am the formless, I am the nameless, I am the attributeless, no qualities for him, no activities for him. But at one and the same time, I am vyaktarūpa also. I can, when I want to, manifest myself in any form that I choose to. So different form, different name, different qualities and different sets of activities. All are nothing but the Lord Himself. See, these two words, they include, it's all inclusive, nothing excluded. Two simple words. How expansive they are, how much of depth is there in it, what all we must include. If we sit down to try and include things in these two words, everything will get included. We have to keep on writing. Unmanifest is He, manifest is also He. Invisible is He, visible also is He. Avyakta is He, vyakta also is He. So that which is avyakta can become vyakta, and vyakta again can become avyakta. Unmanifest to the manifest, back to the unmanifest. That's what we do in our Ganesha Puja time. From the unmanifest, in the clay, we don't have a name, we don't have a form of Ganapati. Nothing is there. Clay is there, that's it. So from in the clay is the Lord residing in unmanifest form. So from the unmanifest, we make Him manifest. We give to Him a form. We make Him vyakta. We give to Him a form, and therefore we give to Him a name. Then we have these are all add-ons. We add the qualities of Him and then the activities, all His leela, the stories around Him. Then we do our puja as per the customs and traditions. And then afterwards, it's made of clay only. So in clay He was unmanifest. In the same clay now He has become manifest. He's taken on, so we call it as a vigraha of Ganesha. In Him, in that we invoke the Lord of Lords, and finally from Vyakta we send it back again to Avyakta. So the clay stays, nothing happens to the clay. We never created clay, we never destroyed clay. But the form we created, so unmanifest to manifest, and the form we send it back to unmanifest. Nothing is lost over there. But in the bargain, we have been blessed. We have gained something, provided we do our upasana properly. So adṛśyā and vyakta, they both will go together. So nirguna is also okay. Saguna is also okay for us. That's what we have been given. So if we want, we can worship the Lord nameless, formless, attributeless, beyond activity, all pervading. Or that is called nirguna upasana in meditation. Or if we are not comfortable with that, we can choose to give to the unmanifest manifestation. We can give to the unmanifest a name, a form, name, qualities, and around that some leelas, beautiful stories wound around Him and about Him. And that also we can choose the form. Bhagavan says, whatever form you feel like, which you are comfortable with, that take to that form. No binding at all on any one of us. How much of freedom has been given, and we know how we are misusing it also. None of us have been told, you should do this, you should do like this. You worship me in form or you worship me without form. You worship, and also with form, you choose your form. We can worship Him in Saumya Rupa. We can worship Him Ugra Rupa, angry God. We can worship Him as Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Devi, he form, she form. We can worship him as small baby, Balakrishna, child Krishna. That child Krishna will never grow up for us. I don't want to worship big Krishna, that the Grihastha Krishna. I want to worship Krishna as a tiny baby, Balakrishna. There are saints who have stuck only to Balakrishna Upasana. So any way we can worship him. How beautifully these two namas of the Lord, names of the Lord, include everything, and how much of flexibility has been given to us. Why? Just to make sure that we also get included and we are all not left out of this spiritual journey. We can never say, I have been left out. Why? I don't have the qualification. I don't have the requirement. I don't have the prerequisite. My constitution is like that. All of us are included. Nobody is excluded. So anything we can choose, but we have to choose. And then stick to that path and move ahead. So adṛśyō vyaktarūpaścha. Yes, vyaktarūpa. Sahasrajidanantajit. We can do it. We can do both together. So jit means to win over a victory. Means fulfillment is there, success is there. It doesn't mean only a war or a battle. Because whenever we use the word victory, we always think a victory in a battlefield. So victory means successful, fulfillment, achieved something. Whatever was the goal in our life, we have achieved it. That is what it means. Jitam means to win over. And sahasra means 1,000. So sahasrajit means one was won 1,000 times. Now 1,000 doesn't mean 999 plus 1. It means a big number for us. That's all. We shouldn't literally take it. Bhagavan won 1,000 times and then the 1,001th time he lost. It shouldn't be like that. It's just a way of saying. So therefore sahasra is relatively a big number. Not too big for us not to handle. I do not know how many zeros are there. It becomes big, very big number which we can't even, which we will not be comfortable with. Small number is also not given to us. 1 or 2, I know how to win over it. I know how to succeed in this and in that, in this exam and in that exam. So small numbers are also not given. 1,000 is a very, very manageable number for all of us. Neither too small, not too big. So sahasra there, again, it's not 999 plus 1. It means many. So in many occasions, it can be in many people. Because Bhagavan is the one who vanquished and destroyed all those asuras and rakshasas. So it can be many people. It can be many situations. It can be anything. In all of them, Bhagavan has won over. All our Puranas stories. Which means he is unfailing. He never knows failure. Failure is not there in Bhagavan's dictionary. So he has never failed, means whatever he chose to do, means he is willing and wishing, it has become true. Harichitta Satya. Narachitta Lavalesha Nadayadu. That's the meaning of it. Harichitta always is Satya. If Bhagavan chooses, if he wishes, if he plans, if he wills, we know what the outcome will be. Sure, he will never fail. Unfailing he is. Well, however it is, it may look very difficult, not possible it will look like. All the Rakshasas thought they will never be able to, Bhagavan will never be able to conquer them, defeat them, kill them because of all the varas that they have, the boons that they have. But when Bhagavan gets up, he fulfills the sankalpa that he has taken. Come what may. Hiranyakashipu has asked for so many things. I should not die in daytime, I should not die in night time. I should not die inside, I should not die outside. No weapons should be used for me. I should never have been created from a mother's womb. Either human beings or animals are created. Nobody creates half-half. I should not be killed in space, I should not be killed in water, I should not be killed on Bhumi. Like that one big list he asked. And finally he thought he is invincible. But Bhagavan took up the sankalpa of destroying him because he had to be destroyed. Everything gets taken care of so beautifully. In that Narasimha Avatara, everything has got taken care of. Unfailing he is. So his will alone is true. His wishing alone is, it automatically gets fulfilled by itself. That's the meaning of Harichitta Satya. What about Narachitta, Lavalesha, Nadayadu, Dasaru writes over there. 100 things we have willed and wished. Maybe 1 or 2 will get fulfilled. And that too not to the extent that we wanted it to get fulfilled. Little bit. 20%, 30%, okay it was. But the success we wanted, the achievement that we wanted, whatever it was, that level, it wouldn't have come to us at all. We have to be happy with whatever came to us. Bhagavan's is not like that. That's what it means. Sahasrajit. Everything he is a master, and he knows how to, when he wills and wishes for anything, he knows how to get it fulfilled also, without anybody's help. We all need somebody's help for our success, for our achievement, for our fulfillment. We need things, we need people, we need material, so many things. Bhagavan doesn't need anything. He can bypass everything and still it will get fulfilled. That's the meaning of each nama. We have to think about the significance of it, not just the word meaning. What all does it indicate to us? So if we keep on thinking, then more and more and more of the essence will get revealed to us. Sahasrajit automatically is Anantajit. Ananta means eternal. Everlasting victory is. Bhagavan never ever can fail. Come what may, he can never ever fail in anything. Whatever it, Amogha, one word had come earlier. It will never be in vain. For all of us, it is in vain only. So that's the meaning of Sahasrajit Anantajit.